Hey, what's up? Welcome to Space Engineers. This is that dude Gage. I'm just showing off my day one progress of holy shit. Day one progress of my base on creative mode. This is not survivor. This is just creator. So you don't have to craft everything. Everything just spawns in this raw, finalized form. It's pretty nifty. But it's my first time playing this game, so I'm really getting used to things. This is a failed vehicle. I built it, and for whatever reason, my own base shot my vehicle down. I think there's a few others too somewhere. Not really sure. But look at all these craters. These are all like asteroids and ships my base has been shooting down for the past 10 hours. It's nuts. This was all like barren, smooth, clean land before these spiders and meteors and enemy drones. I keep getting attacked by drones. Oh, there's a meteor storm coming, guys. Better watch out. It's just so pretty. Look at that. Anyways, let's check on the jetpacks and fly up a little bit. Turn off my headlamp. Look at all this debris field. Like I said, this was all smooth. There was no like impact zones when I first started here. Fly out here. I'm pretty sure this is my other rover that got destroyed by spiders. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. I just ripped off the tires. The thing's still running, technically. See if I can turn off this power. There we go. I think that was rover 1. The one that I started off at just now was rover 2. Look at all my guns. Holy shit. Wow. Well, one more for the debris field. Wow, that went deep. Another one just crashed over there. So let's get to base before we get killed by something. Obviously there's something out there. Oh, there's a spider following us. I'll go third person and kind of give you guys a scale of what's going on. I mean, look how small my character is. I mean, here, I'll go ahead and run. This place is huge. Just a fucking ant right now. Alright, so I guess we'll start where I started. When I first joined the server, I had to make something quick and easy, something to defend myself. There's spiders everywhere. I mean, you guys already seen it. This place is hostile. So I made this little platform, slapped a generator on it. I don't even know how much fuel's left in this thing. When I started it, it said it could run for like half a year or some shit like that. It's a huge reactor. So I put the turrets down on there, a couple for the spiders and one to shoot down drones. And after I did that, the first thing I did is I started boring into the side of this massive, massive mountain. I got some gun turrets here. Oh, fucking Christ. They won't get to me. So yeah, I burrowed a hole. Man, there's spiders everywhere. Burrowed a hole in the side of the mountain, and then I started my entrance, which is this. It's a pure glass room. I wanted somewhere safe, air sealed. It's got some turrets in there just in case spiders follow me in here. You can see my solar system, my solar grid, my solar panels. This whole base is ran off solar power. There's no reactors in here at all. I wanted to have kind of a survivory feel, and sometimes it gets dark for a long period of time. Like right now, it's been dark for quite a while, so there's a chance I might run out of power sometime. And when I do, I'm pretty vulnerable. Luckily, that little temporary platform I built over here, it's powered by itself, so I'll always have some defense until I tear that thing down. But I told myself I would tear it down tomorrow, so I got to get to work on my base sometime and get a better power system. The other downfall too is when this place loses power, all those doors that I'm opening and shutting also stop working. Thankfully, I have an alternate route in here if I need to. It's through my garage. My garage has no doors right now, because in this game you have to build everything from scratch. Aside from the doors I'm going in, oh, game kind of froze for a second. Aside from these doors, like big garage doors and stuff like that, you got to make those yourself. Like you got to build your own components, and you got to just kind of like Lego it together. Like, let me give you an example of what I mean. Like, here's what you have to work with. Like there's no big garage doors. I mean, you just have tires on this on a suspension. You have swivels and rotors and pistons and ion thrusters, atmospheric thrusters, hydrogen thrusters, drill bits, stuff like that. Like everything is built by itself. Flight seats. Like when it comes to vehicles, the cockpit is the only like complete part. Everything else you have to build, you know, by itself. Spotlights, windows, staircases, each individual block. It's just like big boy Legos. So this whole base, for example, was built just out of blocks. It's crazy. Let me fill that hole in because I'll fall into it. And this whole mountain had to be burrowed out by hand. I mean, there's no fast way of doing it. So like I said, I got about 4 days into this base, 5 days into this base, and this is on creative mode. So if I was on survival mode, I wouldn't be. It'd take me months to get here. But this is my entrance to my garage. There's my glass base over there. So you can see we made a giant horseshoe through the mountain. And this is just the starting point. So I can drive vehicles in here. Observation windows. I kind of wanted to build this with a little bit of a role play into it. So I mean, there'll be people up there like quote unquote scanning vehicles that come in here. This is going to be like a trade center kind of. I plan on having 5 more guys. Ooh, had a little bit of a little lag spike there. This game is very CPU intensive. This is a battery. I just slapped it down right here because my base actually went offline. It turned dark for quite a while, and my base was defenseless for a while, so it kind of sucked. This is my first working rover. I'm pretty proud of this little sucker. It drives like shit, but I'm proud of it. So I kept it in here. I'll probably just park it in a garage somewhere. I'll probably make a garage off to the side or something. Stick it in there and make it a trophy. This is where I'm tunneling some more. I'm gonna go about a mile into the mountain and make a bomb testing facility and bomb research facility. Like I said, in this game, there's no bombs or anything like that. You have to design it all from scratch. I mean, you have to really nerd out on this game. And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of misfires, and in the process, I don't want to blow up my base. So I'm gonna make a long tunnel with a train in it, and the train's gonna cart me a mile into the mountain where I can research bombs and shit. And here you can see a little bit of a research room. I have, first of all, I have some gun turrets up here that protect my projects. But this is going to be a drone. It's just a prototype. It's not fully built yet. It's going to be a fully unmanned drone that's going to send GPS coordinates to my station. And my station from there will be able to fire bombs or missiles long range to those bases based on GPS coordinates. But once again, I have to design all that stuff. And there's no pre-programming. There's no like nuclear missile silo that I can just attach to my base. I have to build it all from scratch. So here's some I think these are atmospheric thrusters. I have a couple more over here, some spare tires. Let me turn off my HUD. There's a cargo container, storage gear. And a little bit ago I was working on this room. This is going to be a giant storage warehouse. So in this game, you can take these containers, which are storage containers. They'll normally hold all your gear in these slots. You can take these and attach them together with conveyor tubes. What conveyor tubes are is they're basically conveyor belts. So I can literally attach these together. Like I can attach multiple crates together and then plumb them throughout my base, along the ceilings or wherever I want to make it look nice. And I can plumb it from room to room. And so that way I can have these storage containers lined up along these walls, just tons of these things, just a giant storage warehouse. And they'll all be plumbed together with a spider network, basically, you know, with a bunch of these tubes. And then from there, I can access these storage blocks that I'll have right here. I'll be able to access them from any room that has a tube going to it, and then basically an access window that's kind of like this little yellow block right here. It's pretty cool. And when it comes to like my refineries and stuff, like smelting metal or whatever, I can actually set it up so it's automatic. So all I have to do is access one of these containers anywhere in my base, and it'll automatically transport and sort all my cargo to the proper rooms. And as I start like building parts within my refineries or my there's little blocks that look like this that are assemble your parts automatically. They're called assemblers. I can actually access those assemblers, start building stuff, and if I run low on supplies, the assemblers will automatically access the conveyors and take the desired parts or the needed parts to continue building. It's pretty cool. So what my plan is take these conveyors, and I'll have a conveyor somewhere here in the floor, right about here. And I'll come up this ramp in my rover. The rover will be full of materials that I've scavenged, because every time I shoot down one of these ships, I run out there and I disassemble it. I use my grinder and cut it apart. I take all the materials and I can bring them back to my base. And I can park my rover on top of the sorter, the conveyor. And the conveyor will automatically take all the gear out of my ship, send it to the proper rooms, and then I can take the rover back out and go do it all over again. I don't have to manually, shift cargo from one box to another. The conveyors will do it for me. The conveyors are a little bit of a pain in the ass to plumb, but in the long run, it's definitely worth it. Right here is just a little drone room. I'll probably use this to run, I don't know what kind of drone it'll use. It'll be something that's going to do with this warehouse. I'm not really sure. But, I mean, the base is fairly simple. It's nothing special right now. Like I said, I just started. I'm just trying to, build the backbone. I did this video twice in a row now. The first time I converted the file into the wrong kind of video file, and it was basically lost information at that point. Here's a basic ship. It's been damaged, so it's missing part of its front end. It's missing some of its engines. It's pretty badly crippled. Let's see if I can fire this thing up. Ooh, almost crashed it. There we go. But this ship's not too bad. It's built to travel in space or on land. It's not the fastest thing in the world. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it gets the job done. It's fairly maneuverable. Come on now. Let's see if I can get it to slow down. It's missing part of its forward engine, so it's down on power. It doesn't like to go up very fast. Kind of got to take my time. I don't know if I can even fly up this mountain anymore. Let's go check out my original base. Oh god. This thing's not armored at all. It's not built to take any bullets, so I mean, the minute it gets shot, it goes down pretty hard. So we're just gonna head back to our base and let our cannons take this thing out. It won't last very long. My guns will start taking it out any minute now. Pretty sure it already got shot down. Oh, it's right up there. There you go, you can see it. It's not gonna last long. There it goes, it's going down. This base is pretty self-sufficient, like it doesn't need any kind of protection. Man, those parts hit the ground hard. I can imagine what that would do to my base. Like, this is the whole reason why I wanted a base underground. I have a base above ground, and that's where we're heading just now. And it's constantly getting pummeled by debris. I mean, look at the holes that puts in the ground. Like, imagine if that landed on your base. You would have had a hole through your freaking roof. So I'll show you I'll show you my gun network. I guess I should get to that. Ooh, gyroscope's damaged. Ship turns like the Titanic. So my main gun station's actually right here on the mountain. It's fully independent. It's not attached to my base at all. It's got its own power supply. But this thing is set up to run on its own. It can be in the dark for something like 2 weeks before it loses power. So it's got a lot of lights. I think it's got like what is that? Like 8 guns on it. I think that's 4 batteries. So yeah, it's about 4 weeks. Let's go up to the top of this mountain. Ooh, game's freezing up a little bit, guys. Bear with me. I really need to put some more engines on this thing. This forward thrust is just pathetic right now. Here's the cockpit view. You look around, it's pretty. We're heading to my land base, and you'll see all the carnage. This base has been pretty pummeled up. And I've done a lot of repairing too. I had a big ass hole in it at one time. Check this out though. This ground was 100% flat when I first moved in here. And you can see all those craters. I mean, every little brown spot, brown streak, that's all damaged. That's all... Look at all the rubble. It's like rained on this base. It's rained fucking shit parts everywhere. There's still pieces of engines just flickering on the ground. I have another ship down here that's been damaged. You can see my gun tower. This is what's been doing all the damage to all the enemy ships. My solar grids are messed up. They're flickering. They've definitely been damaged. This base might very well go offline in the next day or so. I don't know how much more I can take. Go ahead and land on it for a second though. We'll take our chances, right? Ooh. That was scary. Didn't mean to fall out of my ship like that. And look at that. This floor is about to cave in. It's been hit too much. Okay, before we go on this base, let me show you what I mean by these conveyors and how you can access everything through them. So on the bottom side of this base, you can see the network of conveyor tubes that transports gear from one spot to another. No matter where you are in this base, you can access everything. These tubes just go... That one's damaged. You can see what I mean though. These tubes just go all around, and they're transporting gear like bullets and stuff. Every time those turrets shoot, bullets fly through this tube and refill the turret automatically. So it's maintenance free. I never have to touch these turrets again. Let's go inside. Oh wow, look at that, missing some glass. Something's blown through here, blown through there. This place is really damaged. Better close these doors. It looks like this has survived. This room's okay so far. I don't see any breaches in there. Oh wow, there's like a partially built ship over here. Like, my cannons must have just shot out the energy cell, so this ship crash landed just because of lack of power, not because of mass destruction. I mean, I could be wrong. This definitely looks like it's just... Oh no, it's definitely been shot up. This was just a basic disc ship. There's a lot of parts on there to salvage though. I should definitely come back and cut this thing up at some point. All the conveyors and stuff. What cannons are shooting? So I noticed these cannons aren't shooting at all right now, and I'm not really sure why. It looks like the system's been damaged. This main tube right here isn't fucking lighting up, so it's definitely been damaged. So let's see if we can get in there and find out why. Oh, game just froze for a second. Let me just throw in an elbow right here and see what happens. So we want to go large blocks. It's weird. It's like these blocks are slightly different. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I'm not really sure. Let's try something. Let's try throwing some straights in here and see what happens. Gotta turn 4. I'm just gonna press 4 and then try to line up. There we go. And it's still red. I don't really get it. I don't understand this. I just don't get it. I don't know. I don't think this base is going to last much longer, to be honest. Something's not right. But, I mean, like I said, this base gets pummeled way too much by debris, so it was a lost cause regardless. It's been nice while it lasted, but it's time to move on. Oxygen system, some vents up there, the vent right there. Missed pieces of wrecked ship right here. Let's get out of here though. I don't want to lose my ship. I'm just not in the mood to lose my ship right now. Now, one thing I haven't really checked is how much energy this ship has left. So that's 22 minutes. It's weird. If I speed up, I got 36 minutes. I don't really know what's up with that. Just gonna take it nice and slow. So what I do is I get right over my platform, spin this thing around, level it out a little bit, reverse it, back that ass up. Once I'm over the platform, do some pretty sketchy shit to land this ship. I actually cut power completely. Oh, well, okay. That didn't work too well. I accidentally jumped out of the ship again. I do this all the time. Just terrible mistakes. But as you can see, my ship has crashed. I just broke the bitch in half. Damn. Rip. I guess I'll just cut it apart and build a new one or something. Jesus Christ, I fucked up. Well, this game has a lot of highs and has a lot of lows. I'm actually pretty sad about that. Like, that was my only ship. I just... Damn. I don't know about that. I guess let's go back in my base and cry for a little bit. It'll take me a day or two to build that ship again. This game has a lot of... I mean, it has physics, and things don't always go according to plan. And what I didn't account for is that earlier I had been shot by that drone, the enemy drone, and it damaged some of my thrusters, and so when I tried to slow down my drop, my descent to land the ship. It didn't slow down, it just kind of bottomed out. So there goes that ship. I guess I'll go down here and cut this video and start working on my drone, because that's going to be my lifeline. I mean, I just crashed my only ship, so fuck. Back to the drawing board, guys. I guess for now, I don't know. I guess I'll see you later, guys. Time to get to working on this thing.